The train was racing through the night, heading towards its destination. It was a freezing cold night, so all the passengers had shut the windows and doors. Irfan sat quietly, lost in deep thoughts, while the train moved ahead. He couldn't stop thinking about his elderly mother, whom he had left behind in tears. He was going to another city to find a job. Irfan belonged to a respectable family. His father used to work in a factory, and life was simple but happy. But then, everything changed. One day, when Irfan returned home from school, he was met with terrible news: his father had passed away. His mother was crying uncontrollably, and Irfan was heartbroken too. His father's death left a huge emptiness in their lives. But Irfan knew he had to be strong and patient. After his father's death, things got very difficult at home. There was no one to earn, and managing daily expenses became a big problem. Irfan, being an honest and responsible young man, couldn't watch his mother suffer. He looked for work in his city, but he was rejected everywhere. Finally, feeling helpless, he asked his mother to let him go to another city to find work. At first, she refused, but then, seeing his determination, she agreed with tears in her eyes. Now, Irfan was on that train, carrying just a small bag and a big hope. "Ticket, please." A loud voice of the ticket checker broke his thoughts. Irfan quickly showed his ticket. The checker nodded and moved on. Irfan looked at his watch. It was 3 a.m. Soon, the train reached Irfan's station. He stepped off, carrying his bag. A cold wind hit him hard, making him shiver. It was still very early, so Irfan decided to rest at the station until morning. As he was looking for a place to sit, he suddenly saw a wallet lying on the floor. He picked it up and opened it. Inside, there was a lot of money and a national ID card. Irfan saw the address on the card. It was from a nearby city. Irfan made up his mind he would return this wallet to its owner no matter what. After a little while, a train to that city arrived, and Irfan got on. When he reached the city, the sun was already rising. Irfan walked through the streets, searching for the address on the ID card. Finally, he stood in front of a beautiful, big house. He rang the doorbell. After a moment, a well-dressed, polite young man opened the door. Irfan looked at the man, then at the ID card. It was the same person. Irfan told him the whole story and returned the money and the ID. The man was very impressed by Irfan's honesty. He invited Irfan inside, offered him food, and asked why he had come to the city. Irfan explained that he was looking for a job. The man smiled and said, "I own a large factory, and I would be proud to hire someone as honest as you." Irfan couldn't believe his luck. His honesty had given him a new beginning. Moral of the story: no matter how hard life gets, we should never give up and should always choose the path of honesty. Sooner or later, goodness is always rewarded.
Dear friends, how did you like this story? Share your lovely thoughts in the comments and please support your brother channel. Thank you.